Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the third in the three-part series on scale preparation for the New York State Solofest audition. So for this third part, this is going to focus on levels 5 and 6. Those are the top two levels for New York State, and the scale requirements are the same for levels 5 and 6. So at this level, you need to know all the one octave scales. I don't know why it says 15 majors. There are really only 12 keys in real life. So I think they've doubled up some things. So just for those of you that are theory nerds, there's only 12 notes in a scale. You know, if you're going from C to C and you look at the piano, there's only 12. So I think they've doubled some things up, like A flat and G sharp, things like that. So I think when you look at your sheet as you're signing up, you'll see what I'm talking about. So please don't freak out about 15. There's only 12 things you need to know there. You do need to know all your one octaves, and you have to have them memorized. You need to know 4 2-octave scales, and they tell you which 4 they are. They're the lowest 4 on the bass. So E, F, F sharp, G. Those are the 2 octaves. They're all major. Again, they have to be memorized. You have to bring 4 in. They're going to choose 2 of those. You have to bring all the one octaves in. They're going to choose 1 of them. So it's not like the earlier times when you were younger and you came in and you got to say, I'm going to do this, and they said, okay, or they got to choose a little bit. Now they choose everything. Welcome to the grown-up part of Solofest. So what I'm going to cover with you today is the 4 2-octave scales and the one thing you need to know about those one octave scales that you haven't gotten to until this point. So if you have any questions about one octaves, you can go back to the first 2 videos that covers most of the one octaves and this one thing. The universal pattern. I covered it in the second video series briefly. It starts with the B natural scale. That's how I always introduce it to my students. So let's cover that right now again if you haven't seen it before. Start on first finger on B natural here on the A string. C sharp, D sharp, E natural, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. If you hate A sharp, think of B flat, and B natural. Why do I have to call it A sharp and not B flat? Because every scale has to have every letter name in it. It's a rule, so that's why we got to call it A sharp. So here we go backwards: B, A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B. Doing it in fingering: 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, shift, 1, 4, 1, 1, 4. I'm gonna shut up now so you can just watch my hand. Don't worry about anything, but notice how often am I in first position? How often am I back a half step in half position? Remember, we're going for a universal pattern. There's no open strings. This is something I can do anywhere on the bass. So, I start, most of my notes are here in the first position, and anytime I leave, I play 1 note, first finger, out of position, first finger out of position, so let's practice that right now, really slow together. I really need you to get this because you can now take this all over the bass, do any scale you want with this, with one exception. I'll tell you about that later. Here we go, nice and slow. Didn't count you in. 1, 2, ready, go. repeat, repeat, repeat until you can do that pattern cold. When you can, resume the video here and join me and let's do D scale. And no, it doesn't start open D. What finger does it start on? First finger. We're always going to start this pattern on first finger. So, remember I am deaf. I'm sorry if these notes aren't matching exactly. I'm doing my best here. So we're going to do the same exact pattern. Watch, I'm going to follow the same pattern. 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 1. I'm trying to emphasize that there's always just that one note out of position. One note, half step out of position, and I come right back. So here's the thing. When we get to this point of level 5 and 6 is when all the students go, A flat, E flat, C sharp, universal pattern. Yes, you can learn it another way if you want to, but why would you do that? You can do it. I just know, oh my God, you spent all this time on your solo, and you should have, because repertoire is beautiful, and scales are also beautiful and wonderful, but having a pattern and having a plan is a wonderful thing. So as you are practicing, challenge yourself. First do it as B, okay? Then do it as D, and do it places that you can check and make sure that you're right. Do it as C. Then let's go, okay, game on, E flat. Oh, I can't do it here though, can I? Because I'm going to run out of strings. How many strings did it take for me to do that pattern? 3 strings. So I'll have to do it over here. Don't freak out about it though. I know it's high up on the neck, but you're playing level 5 and 6. You're cool. You got the idea? I want to do it on A flat. Secret code name G sharp, right? But we're calling it A flat. Well, I know that name is here. But what finger does it start on? Oh, we just talked about this. First finger. So, okay, first finger. Now here we go. Sorry if that wasn't perfectly in tune. You know, deaf, right? Okay, and then like, what's the other one that everyone's going to spaz out over? Oh, D flat. Again, secret code name is C sharp. If you're not a flats person, convert it in your head to the name you need to hear. So C sharp is here, but we can't start on fourth finger and do this pattern. We have to start on first finger. Right, okay, so I just put my first finger here, D flat, AKA C sharp. Am I boring yet? I think I'm probably boring now. You get this, right? If you're not watching me anymore, that's cool. We're gonna move on to the 2 octave scales now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back to the B major thing I just did and do that until you understand it, or write me a comment so I can email back to you. But do the B major thing until you can walk through that pattern and explain it to somebody on the bus and be like, I just learned B major and it goes like this. Oh, you should totally do that. Teach it to your stand partner in orchestra. Teach them the B major scale. You will be like the hero for knowing the universal pattern. I totally triple dog dare you to do that. Okay, now we're going to do all of the 4 2 octave scales, starting with E major. I'm going to do them quickly first for fingering. I'm going to post the scale with the fingering here and give you the PDF so you can print it if you want it. And then we'll do it slowly for us to play it together. So first, here's the quick version. Just watch me do the fingerings for you. So E goes like this. You know, we're going to start where we know. I shift here. I mean, that one works out pretty well, right? Because when we started, we just kept running out of fingers. That's a really nice one about E. So coming backwards. Fear not, I'm going to do this slow in a minute. Fear not. Okay, F major is another one. I go all the way across until I run out of fingers, and then it pairs up really nicely at the top. We're in half position, of course. Just stay here, stay in half position. I don't know why all my students want to dip ditch half position as soon as they can. Like, what is the phobia of half position, guys? It's awesome. Just stay there. So here we are on B flat. I'm out of fingers. I gotta move. C is my next note. Now go to half position. I know you know it's B flat. You want to do it with 2. Don't be lazy. Go all the way back. Actually, it's not lazy. When you go back to first position, you're going to make yourself do another shift. Like, actually, I'm lazy. I want to get it over with and just get back there. So, haha. All right, F sharp is the one that seems to give everybody fits. And I don't know why exactly, other than it's got a lot of shifting in it. I guess that's why. So let's think about this one. Oh yeah, well, it's going to start universal pattern. Now G sharp. You're going to have to shift right away to get there. So A sharp, B, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, or F natural, F sharp if you want to think about it that way. Now look, when you're up here, this is a really squishy position, and that's totally the technical term. I went to Eastman and Carnegie Mellon, so dude, I call it that. Squishy. My fingers are really squished on top of each other. Can you see that better? The positions up here are not the same as they are here. You know, my E sharp and my F sharp were pretty spread out back here. So you're gonna be really a lot more tight up here. You're not deaf, so you just listen, right? I am. I'm just doing the best I can. Listen and see if those notes sound right. So that was D sharp, C sharp, B, A sharp, G sharp, and now we're back to universal pattern. Hooray! I knew it was going to come in handy. All right, now for G major, in the last video I did, number 2, I showed you 2 possible ways of doing it. Today, I'm only going to do the grown-up way of doing it. So if you want to do it the other way, you have to go back to the other video. Which for me means that I shift now at the B. So that I wind up with 2, 3 at the top, because it's just a much more elegant way to close the scale with your highest finger. Just means you gotta think about it. Before you start, it means you gotta think, I'm shifting at the B. All right, you ready? We're gonna play all of our 2 octave scales slowly together as we practice them. And what I want you to do is whatever is giving you conniption fits, is that's what you got to start your practice with each day. Put it on the stand, circle the shifts that are bothering you, be proactive about it. Just don't go like, they're not going to call that one anyway. You got a 50-50 chance they are going to call that one. And to be honest, all of my students are getting busted on F sharp lately. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a Rochester thing, but all of my students hate F sharp and they all got it last year. Karma. So we work on all of them equally because you don't know what they're gonna call. And I constantly think, you know what, G's pretty easy. I don't think they call that one very much at this level. So I think F sharp should get called at the level 5 and 6. So know your stuff. It's only 4 scales. Know them. Here we go. We're gonna start with E major, nice slow tempo. Think about having a beautiful tone from frog to tip, because you guys are playing 5 and 6. You guys are pros now. E major, 1, 2, ready, go. Remember, this one's awesome. Straight across, then we do 2 shifts. Stay in half position. 1, 2, ready, go. F sharp major starts with the universal pattern. Oh, I didn't count us in, sorry. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, last one, G major, where we shift at the B. 1, 2, ready, go. Myself doing this in the camera while I was playing. This is an old habit of mine, and I teach this and I encourage it, but I just want to tell you what it is. It's a position check that I learned a long time ago. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping the nut up here and I'm checking first position. It's a muscle memory check, but it's not something I'm telling you to do while you're doing the scale. Just FYI, we all do it in the RPO, the Rochester Philharmonic. If we have an open string, we'll just tap. And I do it because I think I'm out of tune at the moment, so I'm trying to just tapping in to see where I am. Anyway, it's not an additional thing you need to do while you're playing this scale. So I hope this has been helpful to you in the series as you're preparing for Solofest. I really feel strongly that you need to be very prepared with your scales. They're the basis of all music. I know, blah, blah, blah. Teachers talk about that all the time, but really, when you're preparing anything, if you're not preparing scales, you're not preparing the foundation of all of your work. And it really shows in your solos if you don't have that foundational work in your playing. So if things are not going well in your solos, actually investing time in the scales will pay off in your solos. If you have questions about these, please do write comments here on the video. It zaps right through to my email and I get them right away, and I'll do my best to answer them. Jump in on the Facebook Q&A live that we're gonna have coming up soon. That date will be right down in the comments below. And really good for you for jumping in on this video and taking charge of your practice. It's the best thing you can do, is not just let questions lie in your brain, but get out there, seek answers, ask a teacher at school, ask your private teacher. Do the best you can to always be looking for answers, pushing your playing forward. I'm proud of you, and we know bass is awesome, right? All right, so keep going, keep moving forward, keep staying curious. Bye.